Modern neuroscience tells us that instead of writing down things we're thankful for in a journal, simply listening to and connecting with positive stories about people can better help shift our immune system into balance. It can help us move from a state of constant anxiety towards motivation. So 3 days a week, I'm sharing stories we can feel good about. Mondays, you'll hear a story from the past to be thankful for. On Wednesdays, I'll tell an inspiring story from the present. And Fridays, you'll head into the weekend with a story to keep you optimistic about our future. Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to My Good 3. All right, happy Friday. Did you wake up this morning thinking about whales? Yeah, me neither. Well, there are people who did. While whales are out of sight and out of mind for most of us, people all around the world have been fighting to protect the largest animal on Earth. This is not a story about the species that made a comeback after being down to the last 1% of its population. This is a story about what saving whales has taught us about our power, collectively and individually, to protect the things we care about. I have to admit that I know very little about blue whales, so as I dug into this story, I needed to do some research on the basics. What I found surprised me. For instance, while I think I knew that the blue whale is actually the largest animal on Earth, I didn't know that it's the largest animal to have ever existed on Earth. Larger than dinosaurs, by a lot. A mature blue whale can be 100 feet long and weigh nearly 350,000 pounds. The size of 40 elephants. I also learned that commercial whaling only became a major issue between 1920 and 1970, as technology improved so much that it made finding and killing whales fairly easy. Globally, fishermen were profiting greatly from the meat, considered to be an alternative to beef, and selling the oil for candles and other byproducts. By the 1970s, the anti-whaling movement was rolling. But the population of blue whales was estimated to be down to roughly 2,000, a number that nearly spelled the extinction of the species. While it took some time to reach critical mass, there was a unified effort by the majority of countries to ban the practice of commercial whaling globally. And finally, in 1986, the International Whaling Commission, or IWC, with 78 member nations, did just that. The tipping point occurred when word spread around the globe about the near extinction of the blue whale and the reasons behind it. In many countries where the governments refused to adhere to the ban, individual consumers rejected whale products out of principle, which then eventually led to their governments changing course and banning commercial whaling. Individuals all around the globe voted at one time, simply by their choices at markets and restaurants, collectively putting the whaling industry out of business. So fast forward to 2024. What we've seen recently in the blue whale population is remarkable. Blue whale sightings are occurring in places that haven't been in decades. Off the coast of Canada, in the shallow waters off the eastern United States, not to mention the population is surging in the Antarctic. It's estimated that between 10,000 and 25,000 blue whales are alive today. Recent tagging data and acoustic monitoring indicate it's actually growing, and to me, this is really exciting. While we're still a long way from the pre-whaling population of roughly 300,000 blue whales, the species isn't going to disappear. You may be asking, how is this story supposed to take me into the weekend feeling hopeful for our future? Well, like I said, it's about more than just whales. It's a reminder that we have control over the direction of things. And when I say we, I don't just mean governments and the people on inflatable boats in the Southern Ocean banging on the hulls of whaling vessels. I mean we as consumers. We can solve ecological, environmental, and political problems in a short period of time if we truly care about something. I've never been one to consider joining Greenpeace or protest the hunting of an endangered species on my state's Capitol lawn. But I do think about the votes I make with my purchase decisions at the store. The way I look at it, the saving of blue whales offers hope that we, collectively and individually, have enough power and influence to reverse course on mistakes. Because if our purchasing decisions as individuals can help save an underwater mammal the size of 40 elephants, What can't we do? Thank you for listening. I realize this podcast won't be successful without your help. So if you'd like to rate it, or better yet, review it, wherever you get your podcasts, that would really help. And if you're on Instagram, go to @mygood3, THREE, to vote each episode up or down. I'm also excited to read more Good 3 stories from listeners. So just go to our website, mygood3.com, and submit a story of your own from the past, present, or future, or all three, and maybe I'll use it in an episode. Thanks again. Here's to hoping My Good 3 can set the stage for your good week.